Right now at 10, the loss of Pope Francis. Local religious leaders reacting to his passing. And the Supreme Court ruling on a review of a Minnesota gun ban. Plus, the jury trial for a La Crosse man accused of human trafficking. What we know about his charges.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us at 10. I'm Ken Kozorowski. Emily is off. 1.4 billion Catholics are mourning the loss of Pope Francis today. His Holiness passing away at the age of 88. The Roman Catholic Church Chamberlain officially sealing the papal apartment at the Vatican today. He threads red ribbon through the door handles and seals them with wax. A symbolic act marking the period between a pope's death and the election of a new one. A live look at the Vatican. Earlier, people gathering in remembrance of Pope Francis's life and legacy. He led the Catholic Church for 12 years. The Vatican reveals his cause of death, dying from a stroke and heart failure. Members of St. Joseph the Workman Cathedral in La Crosse today say the news was unexpected.
I was out in his Pope-mobile yesterday, and he died. You know, it was shock. We're sad.
Obviously, it's a very sad time, but yeah, he's in a better place, and yeah, the church will persist.
Bishop Battersby with the Diocese of La Crosse says the church is mourning the loss of Pope Francis while celebrating his legacy and service to the church.
One of the things that I really appreciated about Pope Francis is his pivot to the margins, his reaching out to the poor and those who are perhaps not having a voice. The very best day of Pope Francis's life was today when he met the Lord.
Battersby says the church plans to hold a communal mass to honor the Pope. They do not have an official date, but they are hoping it will be later this week. In La Crosse, flags are lowered to half staff. Governor Evers ordering the move shortly after the Pope's passing. Flags will remain lowered until sunset on the day of his burial. Time magazine is honoring the late Pope in a new cover. Here's what it looks like. In 2013, the late Pope was named Time's Person of the Year and was dubbed the People's Pope. The new commemorative edition hits newsstands May 2nd. So here's what comes next. The Pope's body could lie in state inside St. Peter's Basilica as early as Wednesday. Funeral services could then happen this weekend. The Pope reportedly requested to be buried in a simple tomb in the ground. President Trump will attend the Pope's funeral.
Well, after active later half of Easter and Easter night, Sunday night, we're going to have more activity throughout the weekend, so unfortunately, if you're looking for a dry extended period, we don't have that in store for this week, but we will have some dry periods throughout the time frame. So overall, right now, our next eye is on a potential system that's approaching from the west with a line of showers and thunderstorms stretching from southern Minnesota all the way down to Nebraska. That system is the one that'll be approaching for the morning commute. So if we kind of time out when we expect that activity, it won't be really past midnight that we start seeing cloud cover increasing. That line of showers will kind of wane back and forth, developing and weakening, but eventually we'll see one come through here. It looks like most of the activity is south of I-90. There could be some thunderstorms coming through, probably around 4 to 5 for La Crosse and further south. Meanwhile, additional showers will develop north of that. That could impact Eau Claire going around 5 to 6, and it will linger probably through about 8 to 9 a.m. till we start seeing some of that improvement. You can see overnight 40. We're going to get back up to about 62 with shower chance really ending for La Crosse around 8 to 9. Similar for Eau Claire, but the cloud will linger a little bit longer in the afternoon. Shower chance more a little bit later in the morning, otherwise getting back up to 55 degrees. So later on, we'll kind of time out the rest of the activity going Tuesday. We have more rounds potentially Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. The only positive news with all this, we do have above average temperatures for most of the week, too.
All right, so a silver lining.
There's some good hope, but unfortunately, it's still going to be wet.
Thank you, Greg. Well, the jury hearing opening statements today in the trial of a La Crosse man accused of human trafficking. Dre Broadnax allegedly forced a Wausau woman to travel to La Crosse and have sex with multiple men after she lost drug dealing money. After about a week, the victim was able to escape. The trial is set to resume tomorrow morning. The former Minnesota state senator accused of soliciting a minor for prostitution is pleading not guilty. Justin Eichhorn of Grand Rapids faces a federal charge of attempted coercion coercion or enticement of a minor. He was arrested after police led him to believe he was talking to a 17-year-old girl. Eichhorn resigned from his District 6 seat in March after his arrest. His next court appearance is set for May 21st. Minnesota's gun ban for adults under 21 years old is blocked. The 8th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals unanimously determined the 2003 law violated the 2nd and 14th Amendments, ruling the state couldn't legally prevent those aged 18 to 20 years old from having a public carry permit due to their age. Minnesota later appealed the decision, but the court declined to review it, meaning the ban will stay in place. Eau Claire's first responders are training to keep schools safe. Today, ECPD officers underwent their annual school threat training, partnering with the Eau Claire Area School District. The superintendent says it's crucial to prepare in case of emergencies.
They're helping their school to prepare, but they're also helping us to find better ways to prepare from a district level, because it could be any school, whether it's a tragedy like we prepared for today, or it could be something like a gas leak where we need to reunify students with their family.
The training happened earlier today at DeLong Middle School. The DNR is asking for help as it investigates the illegal killing of a bull elk. It was found dead from a gunshot wound in Black River Falls on March 18th. The bull was wearing a GPS collar and was found near trail cameras. The DNR says the elk was one of the last from the group brought to Wisconsin in 2016, serving as a primary breeding elk for the herd. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact the DNR at 1-800-847-9367. Prairie Eco Cottages held a ribbon cutting and grand opening this morning in Prairie du Chien. It's a new affordable development that will provide housing to income-eligible workers, seniors, and disabled residents. Participants had the opportunity to tour open units, the community room, and their solar field. Aspen Trail in Lower Hickson Forest is now temporarily closed. It's meant to facilitate the replacement of an existing pedestrian bridge. This will affect trail access to County Road F, though the other trails remain open for recreational use. Inspections of Eau Claire River bridges are resulting in US 53 lane closures. Northbound motorists encountered lane closures from 8 to noon, but have since opened back up. But another closure is scheduled southbound on US 53 between River Prairie Drive and Wisconsin 312 on Wednesday. That one will last from 9 a.m. to noon. Motorists should expect delays and plan their travel accordingly. Health officials eye a ban on food dyes, plus the latest on accusations of a second private chat sharing high-level military information.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Or get 0.9% APR on 2025 Sierra 1500 models. Or get over $5,300 total value on select Sierra 1500 models.
Wisconsin, one of those places where families spend their winters among our frozen lakes and snow-covered hills. With all the fun we're having, it's easy to take for granted how we warm up, by the fire or simply adjusting our thermostat. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? It might be simple to imagine for 60 seconds, but for many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. Freezing temperatures aren't just uncomfortable for them, they can be deadly. Make a real difference by providing a hand up for a neighbor in need. No matter the amount, every dollar helps. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
A Delta airplane catching fire today at Orlando International Airport. You can see flames and smoke coming from the right side of the plane. The fire coming from the tailpipe of one of the engines. 282 passengers were on board. Everyone made it out safely, some using evacuation slides. The FAA is investigating. New allegations involving the messaging app Signal. The New York Times report claims that not only did the Secretary of Defense share the plans on a group chat that was mistakenly including a journalist, but also shared them with his own family. Weijia Zhang reports from the White House.
CBS News has learned Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth shared sensitive details about impending U.S. airstrikes in Yemen on a private text thread using his personal phone. The Signal group chat included his wife, brother, and personal attorney. Today at a White House Easter event, the very mention of a Signal chat set Hegseth off.
This is what the media does. They take anonymous sources from disgruntled former employees, and then they try to slash and burn people and ruin their reputations.
The messages included flight schedules for fighter jets tasked with striking Houthi targets. The same information Hegseth shared in a separate Signal chat that mistakenly included a journalist and has since prompted a Pentagon investigation.
What a big surprise that a few leakers get fired and suddenly a bunch of hit pieces come out.
Hegseth was referring to 3 of his top advisors who were fired Friday amid an investigation into Defense Department leaks, though the staffers claim they were never informed of the findings. In an op-ed, former spokesman John Elliott, who resigned last week, said the terminations reflect a month of total chaos at the Pentagon, adding the building is in disarray under Hegseth's leadership. And late today, Hegseth's chief of staff was reassigned. Still, Trump is standing by him.
Just the same old stuff from the media. That's an old one. Try finding something new.
The Trump administration plans to take action to remove artificial food dyes from the nation's food supply. The FDA announced in January that it had banned the use of red dye number 3 in food, beverages, and ingested drugs. This plan may take action on a broader set of petroleum-based synthetic dyes used to make food and beverages brightly colored and more appealing to consumers. Thousands of children were ready to roll this morning for an Easter extravaganza at the White House. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump hosting the Easter egg roll on the South Lawn. The annual festivities broke some longstanding tradition in a few ways. Instead of plastic eggs filled with candy, the White House opted for real eggs, about 30,000 of them.
Easter is special, and it's one of our favorite days. It's one of our favorite periods of time. We're honoring Jesus Christ, and we're going to honor Jesus Christ very powerfully.
The president said they expected more than 40,000 people on the grounds throughout the course of the day. Still to come, National Weather Service only sending out English weather alerts, why experts say this puts millions of users at risk.
And yeah, we definitely have rain returning for your morning commute, likely around the showers and storms, but that won't be the only period we got over the next several days. Better news is we do have some warmer temperatures also. We'll break it all down for you coming up on your first warm weather update after the break.
The Friends and Family Sale at Slumberland Furniture. Up to 50% off list prices, plus an extra 15% off already reduced prices. Friday, Saturday, Sunday only. The Friends and Family Sale at Slumberland Furniture. Our best sale of the year.
You know it's time to replace some windows, a patio door, an entry door, or all of them. The Board Store's provided skillful installation of quality products for thousands of your neighbors for 35 years. Double hung slider, casement, awning windows, double glazing, triple glazing, white windows, black windows, wood grain. Our experienced sales staff will help you choose what's best for you, provide a detailed proposal, and a firm price. No pressure, no nonsense. One window or a house full, call or visit the Board Store for a prompt free estimate. More than you expect for less than you thought.
The Silverado Trail Boss. And a little work. And a little play. And a truck that says no to nothing. And Chevrolet.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Well-qualified buyers can get 2.9% financing for 72 months on this Silverado. Or get $4,350 total value. Plus, current Chevy owners can get $4,000 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Mega Millions game is super exciting!
There are prize multipliers built into every play. So the lowest prize you can win is $10. Plus, it has bigger jackpots more often with better chances to win it!
$5 Mega Millions really is something to shout about.
It's available at Wisconsin lottery retailers near you, like this one. At the University of Wisconsin-Madison, we believe in working together to address real-world challenges. That's why we're proud to help farmers cultivate healthy food and landowners preserve and maintain forest land. We're proud to educate the next generation of teachers and drive groundbreaking medical research. Together, we make an impact that rings loud and clear. One Wisconsin, on Wisconsin.
The Friends and Family Sale at Slumberland Furniture. Up to 50% off list prices, plus an extra 15% off already reduced prices. Friday, Saturday, Sunday only. The Friends and Family Sale at Slumberland Furniture. Our best sale of the year.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
The National Weather Service hit pause on its translated weather alerts, meaning all weather notifications will only be issued in English until further notice. Maribel Gonzalez spoke with experts who say for many, this change could mean the difference between life and death.
I don't think anyone really prepared for it to be this high of water.
September 2024, Hurricane Helene hit western North Carolina, causing power outages, collapsed roads, and catastrophic flooding.
Him and me are both from Florida, so we've seen a lot of hurricanes, but I've never seen anything like this.
Despite the National Weather Service issuing alerts, the disaster claimed the lives of 107 people in the state.
There was a big article just a few months before the floods there that rated Asheville one of the safest places to live in the United States from a climate change point of view. And then they suffered massive, devastating, costly floods that they're still cleaning up from.
Without weather warnings, experts say the death toll could have been higher.
Weather alerts save lives. I mean, there's no question about that. If we know a hurricane is coming, if we know a tornado is coming, we can take shelter. We can be safe where we otherwise would be at peril.
But now the National Weather Service is only putting out alerts in English. The agency declined an interview, but sent a statement saying they paused the translation service, quote, due to a contract lapse.
We got a tornado!
It comes as experts warn of more extreme weather due to climate change.
The whole planet is affected, and that means no place is really exempt.
Arguing that access to weather alerts is vital.
It doesn't have to be an extreme event to be a matter of public health and safety.
I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
Well, we might have a wet commute tomorrow morning and some potential for showers throughout most of the week. Let's get all the details from our chief meteorologist, Greg Barnhart.
Yeah, it remains an active pattern throughout the whole week, so we've picked up a lot of precipitation. In fact, we're well above average now for the year for precipitation for both locations, Eau Claire and La Crosse, actually well above average, and we're going to each climb more of that too over the next week. Now, we have just a little bit of a river issue going right now. Black River Falls is now peaking tonight. They'll be at 49.5. That's minor flood stage. Galesville will actually see some of that too. But if you go through tomorrow, they'll start falling here for Black River Falls. They won't be that minor flood probably until a couple days here from now. They'll get back down 47 by the end of tomorrow. We'll probably be around 47, 46. So that'll fall. Downstreams, Galesville will come up to minor flood here in a couple days too. Just minor is expected right now. All the other rivers have seen some rise, so they're back up to action stage. And so we've had a lot of precipitation, almost 2.5 inches in some areas. So that we'll see more of the next. So we'll have to still continue to keep an eye on rivers throughout the week to see what goes on with additional precipitation. But for tomorrow morning, we do have this line coming through. Could see a little bit of a strong thunderstorm south of I-90 right now. It looks like a line just tried to form. It weakens as it comes through here. But if we do see any strong stuff south of I-90 through the morning commute from between about 4 to 6, you might see a little bit of small hail with this line coming through. Meanwhile, to the north, additional showers will develop as this kind of front kind of lifts north, almost like a warm front lifted north. That line will continue throughout the morning time. Showers and thunderstorms will continue, especially north of I-90, but about 6 to 8. Once we get past about 8 to 9 a.m., most of the activity then will be confined maybe to Rusk County and eastward. Meanwhile, we'll start seeing skies begin to become mostly sunny or even sunny towards the afternoon hour as we see temperatures will start to climb up. So in the afternoon, we're not expecting much of any precipitation. Really looks to be a dry afternoon. We'll just see a cloud cover linger for northern areas, potentially getting back to maybe mostly clear by sunset. Otherwise, temperatures kind of climb back up into the 70s. So that's the good news. It looks dry for most of the time in the afternoon and going through the evening hours too. It looks like the next chance round will come maybe late Tuesday into early Wednesday. Once again, a morning commute issue. Right now, a lot of the activity stays just south of the area, but we could see a little bit of that lift north. So keep in tune. We might see another round going into Wednesday morning. Wednesday afternoon, another round develops as this boundary kind of hangs just to our south and then lifts north. And then we have another round and probably most widespread precipitation coming late Wednesday night into Thursday as the boundary sits across the area, and we'll start to see showers developing and maybe widespread light rain going into Thursday night as the time frame right now looks like. So unfortunately, we do have a lot of wet weather going on. Tomorrow's highs, where you get some sun in the afternoon, we're going to climb up into the 70s. Unfortunately, where the clouds linger a little bit longer north of I-94, you might stay in the upper 50s. So that's kind of the downfall there. Temperatures as we go into Wednesday, too, it gets a little bit more tricky once again with cloud cover, but I think a lot of areas will still be in the 60s, and if you get more sun, we'll get back into the 70s. So mild conditions continue. Thursday looks a little bit more lower just because of more cloud cover, back in the 60s and upper 50s. As we go into Friday, that's probably when we're going to see more of the issues going on with cooler temperatures behind the system. But you see, chances continue. The positive going on is the weekend overall looks dry. Seasonable Saturday. We're going to warm up Sunday because unfortunately we got another system coming Monday and Tuesday, which actually might get us even warmer, but it also increases the threat for thunderstorms coming through in that time frame too. So the wet conditions continue, but there will be dry breaks. Even Wednesday has some dry periods. Tomorrow will have a dry period. It's just not one single day is dry free.
No, looking almost consistent.
Consistently having chances. It just won't be widespread like we had, last Sunday.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, Greg. Thanks very much. Coming up next in sports, give Wall the ball. The Toma pitcher helping lift the Timberwolves to a hot start. Plus, the Bucks will look to even the series tomorrow in Indy. Find out what area of the game Milwaukee needs to improve upon. Jacob is next.
Your commute, your lunchtime, your drive home. Is it going to be clear, rainy, or worse? Every morning, I'll let you know. We'll see you then.
From the creators of bacon, Applewood smoked ham, ham and Swiss melts, 2 for $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
Sunken or uneven concrete only worsens with time due to changing seasons, stress on the slab, or poorly compacted soil. Your sunken concrete won't get better with time, but it will with our modern solutions. Choose American Waterworks.
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities, and your families. ADRCs are a bridge to support for benefits and financial assistance, transportation, in-home care, and more. Get to know your local ADRC and connect with resources now. Call toll-free 1-844-WIS-ADRC or go to findmyadrc.org.
Shop Wisconsin's best deals at Black River Furniture Outlet. Find unbeatable prices on sectionals, big or small, to fit every home. Great savings on Ashley sofas and love seats. Style and comfort at a price you'll love. Check out our wide selection of reclining and power furniture, plus custom options from Best Home Furnishings. Experience top-tier comfort with Catnapper Furniture, where relaxation is key. Black River Furniture Outlet, your upholstery headquarters. Family values, veteran-owned, and no corporate hassle. Open 7 days a week in Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Covering all the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Another day of cancellations and postponements for some area games, but no issue for weather or field conditions in Onalaska, where the Hilltoppers were hosting Toma. Anna entering the day a half game out of first place in the Mississippi Valley Conference standings. Timberwolves not backing down from the challenge. First frame, man in scoring position for Aiden Klima. He plates the first run of the game. Next inning, the visitors, Cameron Finch is going to drop one into shallow right field. Shallow right center coach sending Carson Clay around. Close play at the plate, but he scores. Then later in the inning, it's Klima again, and he is clutch. This one falls again. Here comes Fish. This one not as close at the plate. Nate Hendricks would get the win for Tomah, not allowing an earned run for the Timberwolves. And Tomah picks up the 9-6 win behind 15 hits from their offense. Elsewhere in the MVC baseball world, home wins for Holman and Aquinas. Vikings now 5-1 on the year and 4-0 in league play. Blue Gold 6-2 overall and 2-1 against conference foes. Brewers' first game of a 10-game road trip out in the Bay facing Willie Adames and the Giants. This one tied at 2 through 5 innings. A Caleb Durbin home run in the second got the crew on the board. Switching gears to the softball diamond, the Tomah girls have been dominant over the last few years, 41-8 over the last 2 seasons. Now they're off to a 10-0 start this season. It's a team with a lot of firepower, but a big part of their fuel comes from inside the pitcher's circle, as Anna Wall has been on fire this season with 113 strikeouts through 10 games to start the year. The future Wisconsin Badger has been locked in and says her mindset is everything.
I think I try to stay pretty focused and relax. I mean, obviously I'm competitive, but I'm not really competitive in a loud way. More composed, I'd say, for my teammates, because I think when I'm composed, so are they.
She's always been a pretty good pitcher, but she just has that work ethic to try to get better. She's challenged herself, never seems to stray away from a challenge, so that's what makes her a difference maker in my mind.
And the Timberwolves can also hit with the best of them, outscoring opponents 83-16 for the first 10 games of the year. The team has a lot of fun while also knowing competition brings success.
We're competitive, so even during practices we get after it and we're trying to get each other out, whether it's just a simple ground ball or a line drive. We're trying to make plays. We're trying to work on making sure we make these hard plays in practice so we can do them in games.
Tomah fell 2 games short of state last season, and the team says they are motivated to get back to that point. Well, after a disappointing Game 1 result in Indianapolis, the Bucks get an extra day of rest as they prepare for Game 2 against the Pacers tomorrow. Back on Saturday, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the only starter in double digits as he finished with 36 in a 19-point loss. Milwaukee had a bunch of issues in that contest, but one of the most glaring ones was the three-point shooting, as the Bucks shot 9 of 37, good enough for 24%. Gary Trent Jr., the second leading scorer in that game, says as long as the looks are there, that's all they can ask for.
Yeah, we missed a lot of shots that come with the game of basketball. The opportunities were there. Again, the opportunities will continue to be there, and we'll hone in on them or not. So our goal is to go out there and try to hone in on that and, get the job done.
And on the injury front, Damian Lillard upgraded to questionable as he still ramps up after the subsiding of a blood clot in his calf. And the most famous marathon in the world happening earlier today. More than 30,000 runners gathering for a 26.2-mile race in Boston. John Korir of Kenya winning his first Boston Marathon with a time of 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 45 seconds. And on the women's side, in just her 6th major marathon, Sharon Lekedi, also of Kenya, won in record course time at 2 hours, 17 minutes, and 22 seconds. And an update from those from our area that competed, that includes Lynetta Coop, the 65-year-old woman from La Crosse. She celebrated on a nearby sidewalk with her signature jump. She finished with a time of 4 hours, 38 minutes, and 39 seconds. And she told me it was the hardest race she's run, but very thankful for all the kind words from those in the Cooley area. And on the men's side, a Holman runner competing in the race, Ryan Weibel, crossing the finish line in 2 hours and 46 minutes. He had a 6.29 minute per mile. Yeah, so fast pace there for sure. But back to the Bucks, Ken. I imagine that three-point shooting will help with the addition of Damian Lillard.
Absolutely, and just the juice that he'll bring, because he was drawing at Tyrese Halliburton during that first game. So to have him back in the starting rotation, that'll be a big jolt for this team.
It's going to be interesting for sure.
They're going to need it.
Yes.
Thanks, Jacob. More news right after this.
You wouldn't buy the first vehicle you saw.
Trust me, it's perfectly safe.
I'll take it. So don't hire the first personal injury lawyer you call.
Trust me.
Where do I sign? Object to anything less than the best. Call BGR.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs, plus $1,000 spring bonus cash on select vehicles. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
We really care about our employees and their families, and then also the community as a whole.
We have a lot of really, really good employees. It's like a family around here.
The customer is always number one. That's always our goal, to get them running.
Having Carrier as their main product, with the support that they give us, the commitment to their product, to our people, is outstanding.
From the first call that you make, we'll take care of you every step of the way.
And air conditioning, your comfort is our business.
Firefighters Credit Union has been offering home financing since before the advent of the internet. We have brick and mortar here in the community and have been around for nearly a century. With over 50 years of experience between Matt and Troy, we're local lenders here for you that you know and you trust.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
We have a very special bond, I think, as a family. Spectrum is the connecting thread to everything we do.
It provides us with reliability, lightning speeds, and allows us to do what we need to do in our lives.
From school to homework to entertainment, Spectrum's the perfect match for me and my family.
Fast, reliable internet starting at $30 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep you connected.
Hiring the wrong personal injury attorney can cost you a lot. Researching personal injury attorneys costs you nothing. We're confident that your research will lead you to buy Goff and Rohde. BGR, object to anything less than the best.
Drones can now help deliver supplies on Mount Everest, the world's highest mountain. 2 drones from Airlift Technology can safely transport about 44 pounds at a time. They can carry ropes and ladders as well as life-saving medical equipment to a glacier between Everest Base Camp and Camp 1. It takes Sherpas, the local climbing experts, 6 to 7 hours to make the same dangerous journey. Each drone costing $70,000. Greg's going to have one final check of your forecast right after this.
We see you out there building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help with everything you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Like all men's, women's, and kids' Skechers. Buy one, get one half price. 25% off assorted spring styles for kids. And these men's or women's Muck brand shoes, $39.99 while supplies last. Blaine's Farm and Fleet, in original.
Get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy.
The biggest thing I want to get across to people, whether it's via email or voicemail or text, is we are a local Wisconsin family-owned turnkey solar company.
We have project managers that will walk you through the process, keep you informed along the way, and make sure that the communication is the best that it can be.
All the financial benefits are awesome. And then on top of that, it's green energy. How can you lose?
Hey golfers, don't miss this golden golf deal at Drugan's Castle Mound. Get a full 7-day-a-week golf membership for only $700 for 2025. Limited $700 memberships are available. Visit Drugans.com or call 608-526-4144 to get your membership before this great deal is done.
At Drugan's Country Club, yes, Drugan.
Give your business the dumpster service it deserves for 15% less than you're paying now with Big Hook. Big Hook offers daily, weekly, or monthly pickups with professional drivers and 24-hour emergency service to our La Crosse County customers. New commercial accounts lock in a 15% savings, plus be one of the first 100 to sign up and get free delivery, setup, and a $50 gift card. This is a limited time offer. Save more with service you can trust. Contact Big Hook today.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs, plus $1,000 spring bonus cash on select vehicles. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
I'll kind of break down what we got. That morning showers and storms coming through till about 10 a.m. and then we'll have dry afternoon and evening. That's a positive. More showers and storms Wednesday, but the coverage doesn't look as much as Tuesday morning. Unfortunately, the wet weather continues Thursday, especially Thursday night. We do cool down. But we have a couple days where we could hit 70 here in the next 2 days.
Okay. Chance of rain, chance of rain, chance of rain.
Pretty much active.
It's April.
Yep.
See you tomorrow.